we're gonna learn the basic configuration of a router and a switch. And it's sort of similar to a physical router. If you have one, you can do the exact same thing. So the first thing you want to do is double click on the switch right here on the packet tracer. We're gonna go to CLI and we're gonna hit enter. And here we're gonna type in enable. And here we can make basic configuration. Well, we can't really configure as much here. We can just show commands or show the works that we've done. So we're gonna go to config T first. And once we're on there, here's where we can change the name of the switch. So for example, somebody's telling you to rename the switch to, let's say, lab. So we can do that. We can go host name and just type in lab. Use capital letters if you wish. And there you go, you get lab. So just for the sake of exercise, let's say somebody made a mistake and they say, you know what, let's change it to switch 5. I don't know why, but let's just change it to switch 5. Config T again, and you're gonna go host, and we're gonna go S5, SW5. Oh, that was a 6. 5, and there you go. It's switched to 5. So now the first thing that we wanna do is we wanna enable a password for this switch. So we're gonna exit it. So because I'm gonna show you what I mean. So say we're here, right? And once we hit enter on our keyboard, this is what happens. We already granted permission to use the switch, basically. Enable and here. And we don't want that. We want sort of like a password. So in order for us to configure that password, we're gonna go to config T. And you're gonna have to go into the console line. So we're gonna go line con 0. You can type in the whole console if you like, but to save time, you could just do line con. And we're gonna go 0. And right here, I like to put login first and then the password. Some people like to do password and login, but either way, you know, whichever one is more convenient for you. And I'm gonna do login, and I'm gonna do pass or password. And right now, we just for the sake of this lab, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. And let's see, let's test it out. You can just exit out of this by hitting Control Z. There you go. Then we're gonna do exit again. And let's see if he asks us for a password. And yes, it does. So now we're gonna type in, which is 1, 2, 3. And now we're gonna click enable. And let me show you guys something. We're gonna do show run. And if we come all the way down to line con 0, you see where it says password, it's not encrypted. So we want that to be encrypted because, you know, in case somebody's looking over your shoulders. So we're gonna go to config T, and we are gonna do what's called service password encryption. And there you go. Now, how do we test if that actually works? So all we're gonna do is go to do show run, and you're gonna click space to come all the way down, and there you go. This is the password now, whereas before it was 1, 2, 3. Now it's encrypted in a way. So now let's say if they wanted another extra security layer, right? So the other security layer that we can do is this. Let's say we exit out and we exit, and it's asking us for our password 1, 2, 3. Let's say somebody was able to use that password or has knowledge of that password. So what we can do is add another layer to it. So we're gonna go enable, and we're gonna go to config T, and here we're gonna put in the command what's called enable secret, and we're gonna do the same thing for the sake. Let's do 4, 5, 6 right now. And this one is already encrypted. We don't have to encrypt it again. Let's see. We're gonna exit out, and let's see if it works. And we're gonna go to exit again. And as you can see, we're on line con. Gonna hit enter, and it's asking us for our password, which is 1, 2, 3. Excellent. And we're gonna go enable again, and look at that. It's asking us for another password. So now we're gonna do 4, 5, 6, and there you go. Now you're able to use it. So that's one configuration that you would like to use. And the other thing that I want to show you guys is this. We're gonna go to config T, right? And we're gonna do no IP domain dash lookup. So what this means basically is that if you make an error instead of it trying to translate it, it's just gonna say unknown. So I'll show you how it looks like. And we're gonna use the other router actually, which is this one right here. And we're gonna say no for this, hit enter, enable, and let's say we typed in the mistake, and look what it says, translating. So we're gonna take that out, and we're gonna put in no IP domain lookup to prevent what we just showed earlier. Then we're gonna hit enter, and now we're gonna exit. Now let's try and see if it worked. And let's just put LOL. See, it's not translating. At least it's not trying to translate. You can make as much mistake as you want. It's not translating. Now we're gonna go to config T, and we're gonna head back to line con 0, right? And the reason why we want to do that is because we want to enable login synchronous. And the reason why we want to enable that is because if we're working in a large environment, there will be updates coming in and out on the switch that you're using. So once that update comes in, it will disrupt your work, because while you're typing, you will be typing along with that update. So we don't want that. And also this prompts you to the next line instead of just having you linger at the end of the line. I'll show you what I mean. So if we hit Control Z, you see what I mean? It's not on the next line. So to avoid that, we're gonna go back to config T, and we're gonna do line con 0, and we're gonna do login and synchronous. Sorry about that. Login synchronous, and we're gonna hit enter. So now let's hit Control Z again on your keyboard, and there you go. You're already on the next line. So these are sort of like the important commands that you need to know. Let's say if you step out of your desk and you want to get coffee or whatnot. So how do you, let's say, and you don't want nobody to use the switch while you're gone. So you want this, you want the switch to log on or log off automatically if you're not back within the next 5 minutes, let's say. So we can do that. We can go to config T, same thing, line con 0, and we can do exec timeout, and we're gonna do, let's say 1 minute, I guess, because that's the amount of time we have here. Let's see if it actually logs out for us, and we hit enter, and we're gonna exit out, and let's head out of this one, and we're gonna go here, and we'll come back to it. You will see it will be logged out. You see right now, this one is not logged out of it. It's not logged out at all. And this is where we left it off. And we sort of don't want to do that in the work environment unless you really trust the people. And it's not a minute yet, so we're gonna leave that there. And here, as you can tell, remember we made the mistake. He was trying to translate it. And now we're gonna go and get rid of that config T. Line con 0. And on the line con 0, the first thing that you want to do is login synchronous, exit out, and then if they're giving you headaches with exec time, I would suggest to do it. Timeout, say 15 minutes or 10 minutes max, right? And from here you're gonna do login password. Oh, sorry, it's login, and you're gonna do password, which is 1, 2, 3, and from there you could just do enable secret right here. Then we'll do 4, 5, 6, and also we're gonna enable service password encryption, right? There you go. And let's see if all of this worked. All right, we almost forgot to change the name of the router, so we're gonna do host name, and let's say RTHQ. Let's just put RTH. See what happens. There we go. And right here, let's say we want to put a message at the beginning of our router. Let's say when we hit enter, it should display something. Obviously, nobody's gonna pay attention to it, but just, to have config T, and here you want to type in banner, MOTD, which stands for message of the day, and put in a special character here. And you could either just type in the message that you want and put in the special character there, or you can hit enter and type it in here and say, please do not use unless you work for such and such, right? And we're gonna hit enter again, and we're gonna use that special character. It doesn't matter which one. It could be the @ symbol, the up arrow, the little star, whichever one you want to use. And we're gonna hit enter, and that's it. And now we're gonna hit Control Z again, and we're gonna go exit, and let's see if that message is there. And yeah, please do not use unless you work for such and such. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna click enable, and we're gonna do 4, 5, 6, and there you go. Basic configuration of a router or a switch.